She says for the purpose of professionalism. Honorable Malem.
No, thanks, Chair. I thought she was suggesting we must just go home if she's going to proceed like that. Because we deal with names here. What are we dealing with? What are we dealing with here? We want to know who captured the criminal justice system. And if we can't be told names and we accept that, let's go home. Especially names that are out there. There is a prosecutor, I'm just forgetting the name of, is it Johannesburg or something, Pretoria, who's suspended by the president? Joburg, Chauke. What's difficult saying something like that? What's difficult saying something like that if we're referring to Chauke?
The National Director of Public Prosecutions, NDPP, Shamila Batoyi, on Tuesday stood her ground before the Parliament, refusing to publicly name a prosecutor accused of involvement in organized crime, a decision that sparked outrage among members of Parliament across the party lines. Testifying before the parliamentary inquiry probing allegations made by KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, Batoyi confirmed that she had received intelligence about the implicated prosecutor from the National Police, Commissioner General Fanny Masemola, and Crime Intelligence Head Lieutenant General Dumisani Khumalo. However, Batoyi said she would not reveal the prosecutor's identity, stressing that the matter was being investigated by the Independent Directorate Against Corruption, IDAC. Masemola and Khumalo have since been asked to provide further information to the National Prosecuting Authority. Batoyi said it's unacceptable and untenable for any member of the NPA to be involved in organized crime. Tensions rose when Umkhonto we Sizwe Party Member of Parliament David Skhosana pressed Batoyi to confirm whether the person in question was Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions Andrew Chauke, who was recently suspended by President Cyril Ramaphosa. Skhosana said some South Africans know who that person is. Batoyi, maintaining composure, said she was not withholding the name out of defiance but out of responsibility, and said it is not fair to the process or to the person concerned. It might not turn out to be true. Revealing a name based on unverified intelligence could destroy someone's life. The Economic Freedom Fighters leader Julius Malema led the charge for transparency, accusing Batoyi of undermining Parliament, and said if we can't be told names, let's just go home. If we proceed like this, we'll be toothless. Batoyi pushed back, saying she could not be irresponsible by disclosing intelligence information that had yet to be corroborated. She also pointed out that the recent kidnapping of IDAC's chief investigator, Medi Sissoko, highlighted the potential risks of exposing identities prematurely. He said it does put people at risk, and I don't want to be irresponsible. EFF Member of Parliament Leigh Ann Mathers suggested that the Parliament hold a closed session to hear the name confidentially, and said we are wasting our time if we don't have names. Batoyi welcomed the idea, reiterating that the NPA's long-standing policy was to withhold names of individuals under investigation. He said maybe the closed session is not such a bad one. Here I am with the flimsiest bit of intelligence. I cannot say it in an open session. The ANC Member of Parliament Xola Ngola proposed a compromise suggestion that the NPA provide the name in a confidential written report before the committee concludes its work, and said the committee must not be disadvantaged in collating evidence. Some members of Parliament were not convinced. MK Party Sibonelo Nomvalo accused Batoyi of obstructing the inquiry and said, "You are refusing to give insight affecting our justice system. Don't undermine our intelligence. The name must be revealed." Malema doubled down, saying Batoyi's stance amounted to protecting a rotten NPA. Malema said a rotten NPA is dangerous to the constitution. If she can't give us the name, she must pack her bags and go. PA Member of Parliament Ashley Salts, however, called for caution, noting that the committee still did not know the names of alleged Big Five cartel members referred to by Mkhwanazi, said the name of the implicated prosecutor can be revealed in a closed session. a view supported by DA Member of Parliament Glenis Brittenberg, ANC MP Kuselo Sangondiko, and IFP Member of Parliament Albert Mwango. Committee Chairperson Sophie Lekganyane eventually followed Batoyi to consult with NPA legal counsel over lunch. When proceedings resumed, Batoyi said the NPA will seek a legal opinion on whether the prosecutor's name could be provided in writing or disclosed in a closed sitting. Her statement was met with fresh frustration from MPs, with Malema objecting to any further delays. He said, "We can't accept that. At the end of today's session, we will ask the media to leave, and she will have to give us that name." Lekganyane later ruled that a closed session will indeed take place before the day's end, and said this is a serious constitutional issue, indicating she would consult the NPA legal team before the session began. Batoyi's defense underscores the delicate balance between transparency and due process in South Africa's justice system. While MPs demand accountability, the NDPP insists on adhering to legal and ethical safeguards, a clash that exposes the tension between politics and prosecution in a country still battling corruption at its core.
Or if there is more, we need to know. There is nothing unprofessional about that, because if we are going to proceed like that, we are becoming toothless. We cannot allow a situation where there is an allegation of a prosecutor who is being captured or infiltrated, and we are told we can't be given a name. If it was wrongly mentioned, there are recourse in South Africa where that name will be cleared. There are so many names of people being said here, people who are also in jail, people who are already on criminal trials. We get deep into those issues because we're seeking to unearth the truth. If it is true, indeed, there are people who are captured in the prosecuting authority. We want to know that. What if Chauke is wrongly accused? What if he's correctly accused? We need to come to a determination that, look, there is nothing in the NPA that suggests there is any infiltration by the drug cartel or anything of that sort. Or there is, and if we say there is, these are the issues. And these are the individuals responsible for those kind of activities in the NPA. So I don't think Honorable Skosana is being irresponsible in that regard. Thanks.
Advocate.
Thank you, Chair. I really want to emphasize, honorable members, that I do not seek to be disrespectful to this committee. I haven't even said, the members have mentioned names. I haven't even said whether it is or isn't that name that has been mentioned. And I will not, I don't want to make it difficult for this House to be able to do its work. But given that I was given, I think what at the level of intelligence, because I haven't even said it's evidence, I went back to the National Commissioner as well as General Khumalo and I said, can you please give me evidence of this? Because I need more evidence.
What's your take on this one, people? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more news.